These monster machines were specially built for this spectacular reclamation of Pittsburgh's eyesores. Dirt and small rocks are dumped into a pit, connected with a special conveyor. Larger pieces of rock, sometimes weighing several tons, go tumbling over the cliff and past the conveyor that carries the lighter material out into the center of the valley. Public housing is an investment. It creates new wealth. Of course, it clears slums and provides decent homes for low-income families. But it also puts men and money and materials to work, as on this project. It demands the services of contractors and architects. It steps up the production and shipment of building materials, fixtures, equipment. It furnishes sound investment opportunities for capital. It increases and protects the value of surrounding real estate. The money it releases stimulates all types of business. Low-rent housing built under the USHA program is low-cost housing. USHA-assisted projects have cut net cost about 1/5 below the cost of private builders in the same cities. This has been accomplished through mass purchase of materials, new methods of design and construction, no strike, steady wage agreements with labor. To labor, public housing means jobs. The initial USHA program alone provides a year's work for 335,000 men, 135,000 on the sites, and 200,000 in industries supplying the materials and transportation. These building craftsmen all get paid prevailing wages. Of every dollar spent on public housing projects, about 29 cents are paid in full-scale workmen's wages. Labor's cooperation with public housing has set standards of freedom from strife that are showing the way to the entire construction industry. But let's go back for another visit to our friends, the family in Jacksonville. As Mother struggles to make something grow beside her house, a visitor arrives. Visitors come but very seldom to this home. This one introduces himself as an investigator from the Housing Authority of Jacksonville, and there are some questions he wishes to ask her. Here are some of the notations the investigator actually made of this interview. 8 persons living in 3 small rooms. 5 sleep in 1 room. No tub or shower. Toilet facilities inadequate and unhealthy. Oil lamps. Unsanitary conditions detrimental to health and morals of children. House in very bad condition and infested with rats, roaches, mosquitoes, flies, and bed bugs. In due time, the postman brings a letter from the Housing Authority of Jacksonville. It informs her that after reviewing her application for a home in Brentwood Park, the authority will accept the family as a tenant. A happy day it is for every family that can escape from the misery of a slum home and environment. Tenants of public housing must be selected from families living in substandard houses and who cannot afford to pay private enterprise for decent homes. USHA-aided housing cannot possibly offer competition to private builders or to private landlords who deal in decent housing. The average shelter rents, exclusive of utilities, in projects built under the USHA program range from about $6 per family dwelling per month in localities where construction and operating costs are low, to a maximum of about $17 per family dwelling per month where costs are high. These are lower than the average slum rents in the same communities and will accommodate families with incomes ranging from an average of about $450 a year to an average of about $1,150 a year. Remember this? The mother does. The equipment provided is simple, designed solely to make possible clean and healthy living with the least effort and at lowest cost. A home such as this does more for a young lady than just inspire her to fix up her hair a bit. Clinics and hospitals supported by taxpayers' money will never be crowded with patients who sleep in clean, airy, sunny rooms such as this one. It cost the federal government only about $25 a year per person to help house such families as this one we have visited in decent places instead of slums. The one thing essential to clear slums and to provide low-income families with decent homes and space for play and community life is the annual subsidy from the federal government to the local housing authority. The city also does its share, making annual subsidies of not less than 1/5 of those from the federal government, generally through exempting the project from local real estate taxation. Public housing, like public schools, improves the quality of large numbers of our citizens and so serves the general welfare. To help pay for these public housing projects in all parts of the country with public funds is therefore an investment no less sound than to pay for public education with public funds. There was a time in these United States when only private schools existed. Those who could not pay went without education. There was a time when each family provided its own sanitary facilities, its own water supply, and when most roads were privately built and operated for profit. As the nation grew in size, in complexity, and in understanding, the public accepted